Top 5 things only found in Brazil. What do you think of when you hear about Brazil? Football, carnival, or bikinis so small that just a gust of wind is enough to expose? But actually, Brazil is not just Neymar and the fiery samba dances on the streets. This country hides customs and social behaviors that if you visit for the first time, you will think, wait a minute, is this for real? From not being punctual, yet still being praised as friendly, to neighbors calling out to each other by shouting across balconies like a musical performance. This is a country that shocks your culture, but you can't help but love it. Welcome to Oddity Vault. And today, you will explore with me the top 5 things that only exist in Brazil. Things foreigners can't believe are real. 1. Being late is normal and no one gets angry. In most countries, being late is unprofessional. In Brazil, being late is culture. They call it hora brasileira, Brazilian time. That means if you make an appointment for 3 p.m., they might arrive at 3:30 p.m. and still smile as if they never missed the appointment. At parties or small events, guests arriving an hour late is a common occurrence. The host doesn't even expect you to arrive on time because if you do, they might not have finished preparing. For Brazilians, being late is not a sign of disrespect. It's because they value flexibility and people more than the clock. Sounds a bit lax? Maybe. But if you live in a country with a hot climate, sometimes chaotic traffic, and where people always prioritize emotions, then flexible time is not an excuse. It's part of a comfortable way of life. And that's why many foreigners coming to Brazil for the first time feel confused. But after a few weeks, they don't want to go back to punctual culture anymore. Because here, people matter more than schedules. 2. Speaking like an opera singer. Even when just calling the neighbor. Brazilians speak loudly, not because they are hot-tempered, but because they are lively, emotional, and not afraid to show it. Walking on the streets of Rio or São Paulo, you will see people shouting to each other across the 4th-floor balcony as if acting out a farewell scene in a soap opera. A child runs across the street and the mother's voice rings out, "Luiz Felipe!" just like a vocal exercise. For foreigners, this initially makes them genuinely startled. Are they arguing? No, that's just how they communicate. In Brazilian culture, volume equals emotion. Speaking loudly is not to pressure others. It's to show you, I am living fully in every word. It's no coincidence that Brazil is the birthplace of the hottest dances on the planet, because for them, emotions are meant to be displayed, not hidden. And if you respond too quietly, they will think you are sad or lacking enthusiasm. So if you've ever had someone shout at you while talking in Brazil, don't worry. It's not scolding. It's the very real-life version of national passion. 3. No one leaves when the party ends, because the party never ends. In many places, parties have a start time and an end time. In Brazil, parties only end when no one wants to dance anymore. Even if you clearly state on the invitation, party from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., guests will arrive at 7:30 p.m. and leave at 1 a.m. No one is in a hurry. No one is watching the clock. And no one blames you if you stay a few extra hours just to chat. For Brazilians, a party is a space to connect emotionally. It's not a timed ritual. They don't eat and then immediately get up to leave. They eat, drink, dance, laugh, tell stories, share, hug, and cry together if needed. A true Brazilian party is a small universe of liveliness. And if you leave right on time, you will be looked at with eyes that say, "Why are you so sad?" Because in Brazilian culture, staying late is not a nuisance. It means you are loved. And the most wonderful thing is, no one wonders why you stayed. They are just happy you are still there. 4. Physical freedom. No one cares what you wear or don't wear. Have you ever heard the phrase, Brazil, the paradise of bikinis? It's not a joke. At beaches like Copacabana or Ipanema, you will see swimsuits. So small they are just barely legal. But the interesting thing is not the size of the fabric. It's the attitude. No one judges. No one stares. No one whispers and gossips. Because in Brazil, the body is not something to hide, nor something to show off. It is something to exist naturally. Old, young, fat, thin, everyone has the right to wear whatever they feel comfortable in, and no one discriminates with their eyes, because everyone is too used to it. A French person once shared, "The first time I came to Brazil, I was shocked by their confidence. But after a few days, I realized no one cared who I was or what I wore. And for the first time, I felt comfortable being myself." Brazil doesn't teach you to be seductive. They teach you how to stop feeling ashamed of your own body. And if you have never gone to the beach with an absolutely free mindset, maybe you haven't truly understood the Brazilian spirit. 5. Touching each other as a way of saying you are family. If you sit next to a Brazilian and they accidentally touch your hand when laughing, gently pat your shoulder while talking, or unexpectedly hug you from behind, don't be startled. They are not flirting with you, nor are they invading your personal space. They are simply connecting. Brazil is one of the cultures with the highest level of physical contact in the world. Communication here is not only through words, but through hands, eyes, smiles, and very close proximity. You don't need to be close friends to get a light touch on the shoulder. As long as you make them feel comfortable, they will treat you like family. For Brazilians, a light touch can convey the message, "I'm happy to be with you. You are within my safe circle." And that is what makes many international visitors feel. Brazil is very warm, not just because of the sun, but because the people here do not hold back their affection. From now on, Brazil uses elastic time to words that resonate like a musical, from endless parties to unexpected but warm embraces. Brazil is unlike anywhere else, and that is what makes this country unforgettable. When you step into a country where people live fully with their emotions, you also begin to learn how to be more open with yourself. Brazil doesn't force you to change. Brazil simply invites you to live true to what you feel. And what about you? Among the 5 strange and lovely things just mentioned, which one surprised you the most? Comment below and share with us. If you like cultural behaviors that seem quirky but hide beautiful logic behind them, please like this video, subscribe to Oddity Vault, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next explorations. Oddity Vault, where we not only see a different world, but also understand why it's different. See you in the next videos.